What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I probably just had one of the best trades I've had since July. I hit a 4R trade. I'm up $15,000. Here's a proof right here. Let's just get into the breakdown and a little trade recap because I did take a loss today as well. All right, so without further ado, this is the trade that I took today. Okay. Now I did take a loss as well, which I'm going to go over, but I want to kind of go over this first because it's this was just a banger. Okay. So when I came in, today, okay, I was low key bearish. Okay, I was bearish because I feel like if we to me, this was just a giant ass market structure shift right here. So to me, that was just bearish. I thought this was the break of structure, whatever. And we're gonna go retest the fair value gap and then maybe go down and sweep this low. And then I thought maybe this would happen. And I was just completely just dead wrong. Okay, I was just so wrong about that happening, okay? Now, the reason I probably was wrong was because we never broke this hourly fair value gap down here, so we didn't really have any confirmation that we were going to go down. And also, if you look at this 30-minute from overnight, we never broke the 30-minute either, which was also confirmation that we were not going to go down yet, okay? And I'm always going to look for these little confirmations because I don't truly know if we're going to truly go down unless we get these confirmations, which I didn't really have here at the time, okay? So what was my thought process after I realized I was wrong? Well, I initially took this trade right here, and this was just a loss. Okay, I took a loss here, whatever, very sad, but nothing I can do. The last few days on YM, we've had this engineered liquidity build up. So I figured we'd go to at least here, and it just wasn't even a break-even trade. I was wrong. I just got pretty much wrecked. So I cut the trade here. And thankfully, I cut the trade and we just went up the rest of the day. So, that's why I have a stop loss. Imagine if I kept averaging down. That would have been horrible. I cut the trade here because, it just closed back above the inversion. And it was such a monster candle where I was like, yeah, I'm getting out. I'm not going to wait for this high. And I end up eating the L on that. Okay. And mechanically, it was a break even, but I had a lot of conviction in this one. And I was just wrong. Plain and simple, I was wrong. Okay. And sometimes you're just going to have to accept that fact. So let's go to the trade where I just made 15K on, okay? It was this trade right here, okay? Now, keep in mind my new potential indicator, which I'm coming out with, after the whole 2 degrees incident. If you haven't already unsubscribed from that, please do. This is going to be 10 times better. I've already compared indicators, and this alerts way better entries than the other one, thankfully, because it really prioritizes fair value gap delivery. But it alerts this trade, right? And I was not on the chart. The only reason I saw this was because I was literally not on the chart, okay? And I got the indicator alert. So thankfully, because of this indicator alert, I got to see the setup. Now, some of you are probably wondering, what's wrong with this setup here? Honestly, nothing. It just would have been a break-even trade. And I did take this one. I just got soft break-even, which, sucks, but it is what it is. Now, regarding the higher time frame, my step-by-step analysis here is this. We didn't get a short setup here. We were pretty intensely not getting any bearish setups. We were just going up. And to me, when I was watching this, I basically said I would change my bias if we close back above this 15-minute inversion to the upside. And what happened at 9:45 a.m.? Well, we closed above the 15-minute inversion to the upside. So at that point, I entered a little long. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was good enough. I thought we're all-time high, so it's going to be easy play. And, that's what I do. Cool. Now, I ended up averaging in on this 1 minute off of my 15-minute entry, and my new break even was here, and I ended up getting stopped break even. And I told everyone, I'm on stream, I'm okay, this is probably, I wish I didn't average in, because at this point I'm okay, this can still easily happen. Okay, this can still easily happen. And I stopped out here. I did the little outro on my stream, and you know what I did? I got off because I was done in my head. I knew you're going to still go up, but I was done. And it wasn't until I got the indicator alert of this setup where I was okay, we got a 2 minute. I got to take this. There's just no way I'm not taking this. And I sized for the low. And I just went for all-time highs. I didn't take partials, you know, whatever. My confluence here was one, we tapped into a 15-minute gap. Okay, so I like how we tapped into this 15-minute gap. We are also tapping into the version. So that was really textbook. Two, we had like a little 2022 model here as well. It was also a breaker, so we had a little 2022. We tapped in here, respected it nicely. And I saw that. I'm like, okay, this has to go up. Got a little like iffy up here where we kind of stall a little bit. I was like, okay, this might be a break even, and luckily, think it was not. Okay, you know, thank you thank you for not being a break even trade, because I've been getting off the break even a lot. So we hit this giant momentum candle. I'm like, the indicator alerts it. I see it, and I'm like, dude, I have to enter this. I got a little worse of a fill than I wanted because I wasn't really prepared to take it. But I tweeted, I basically said to my premium, you know, I'm taking this trade. All right, and I'll show you the alert right now. I basically said right here, trying this last try, and I kind of alerted it here. It was a little after the entry, but I still took it. Okay. Now, some people in my premium went break even here, but here's the thing. I knew that if I was right, this was just going to be a pullback for the 2022 model. So I didn't go break even yet. I went break even when you re-hit the high, because here's the thing. We had the 2022 model. It tapped into the fair value gap exactly as ICT teaches. We go back up to the break even, and I'm like, okay, we should not tap back into the 2022 model again. So in my eyes, I'm like, okay, that's a safe break even. We have two monster candles. We have a really nice like long here. Like it just made sense to go up. So I go solid break even. You know the deal. And again, just absolutely it just printed. Now, I said in my premium, the scale half was here. Now, I did not scale half because I just had so much confidence that we were going to go to this high. And if you guys watch the recording of my trade, I'm going to post it on my reels, and I can also show right now. I basically drew a line here after getting this candle saying that this should ideally happen. Okay, so I posted a line because here's the thing. Every single time we have high momentum on the higher time frame, to a higher time frame high, like all-time highs or just any buy side, and we get a candle explosion through some sort of like obvious high that we put in before, I know this fair value gap is likely to hold until that buy side liquidity hits. If the candle was not like a giant birth candle like this, I probably would not have been that confident. But this was such a giant candle. Like I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna pump here, go to all-time highs, exactly what we did. And just for reference, I want to show you guys a recording real quick of me doing that because I don't want to, be lying to you guys. So here's a recording. Dude, the recording is so funny. If you have not watched it, go watch it. Dude, look at this. I'm putting up a picture frame, and look what happens. It's pretty funny, actually. Watch this. I'm putting up this picture frame while I'm in the trade. I'm up like 8K. And then, dude, it just falls on me. So that's broken. I have to go throw that out. But anyways, when we were here, see how I have this line here, right? I had the line there because I'm like, okay, we should just keep going up after this giant monster candle here. And really that is just experience and knowing how the market moves and just like knowing where to all-time highs. Like this is a fair value gap to generally hold. And, some people will ask me, like, why didn't I take partials? Honestly, I was just going for RR here. I was already red for the day. I had nothing to lose. I already my stop break even. There was no way it could have gone more red. So I was like, yeah, I'm not taking partials. I can't go red on the day anyways. And this was probably my biggest RR trade since probably July. I think I hit a 5R in July. I don't remember, but it was July or June. And, thank you, one, for the indicator, which I'm going to be releasing and I'll make a whole video about in the settings and everything. And two, thank you, ICT, for the knowledge you've given me because I would not be here without you. He really changed my trading. And if you guys are debating on whether you should watch the 2022 mentorship, just do it. And yeah, that's really all I got today. There is an 80% off sale right now for Apex. Don't forget to use code Dodgy. It's the only firm where you can copy trade 20 accounts. And if you trade with 1 to 2 micros, you could be making $2,000 a day on 20 accounts in Apex. So definitely recommend getting an account there. I do have some more affiliate partnerships coming out soon. Code Dodgy, obviously, for You know, I'm partnering with Alpha, Tradeify, a couple other firms, and I'll give you the benefits of both. I'm still always going to strongly support Apex the most, but just know I do have a code for some other new prop firms I'm looking at. One has daily payouts, one has instant funding. So, gonna be cool to check out, explore some options, and yeah. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.